government in that federal constituency, according to Monroe. You're very welcome to the House of Representatives. Well done. Thank you. Honorable colleagues, on a sad note, of which we're all aware, Honorable Salame has asked me to officially announce that over 38 people were killed by bandits and many more injured in Ilela and Goronyo, I believe, local governments in Sokoto State. He has requested, and I believe we should rise for a 1-minute prayer for the victims. I think it's most appropriate that Honorable Salame should give us this prayer very quickly.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد وبارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد اللهم اغفر لهم وارحمهم اللهم اغفر لهم وارحمهم اللهم اغفر لهم وارحمهم اللهم أكرم نزلهم ووسع مدخلهم واغسلهم بالثلج والماء والبرد اللهم إن كانوا محسنين فزد في إحسانهم وإن كانوا مسيئين فتجاوز عنهم سيئاتهم يا أرحم الراحمين اللهم اغفر لنا ولوالدينا ولأئمتنا ولمن سبقنا بالإيمان يا أرحم الراحمين سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين.
May their souls rest in peace. Honorable colleagues, are there any petitions? Clerk. In the absence of any petition, we move to, I don't think there's any matter, I'm not aware of any matter of urgent public importance. So move along. Personal explanation, no. Other members, the business of the day is presentation of 10 bills, and I invite the clerk to read their short title.
Honorable Speaker, honorable members, Legal Practitioners Act Amendment Bill 2021, first reading. Copyright Act Amendment Bill 2021, first reading. National Youth Service Corps Act Amendment Bill 2021, first reading. Nigerian Investment Promotion Commission Act Amendment Bill 2021, first reading. Federal Infrastructural Rehabilitation Management Agency Establishment Bill 2021, first reading. Federal Medical Center Ilesha, Osun State Establishment Bill 2021, first reading. National Industrial Center for the Manufacture of Timber Products, Olode, Osun State Establishment Bill 2021, first reading. Code of Conduct Bureau and Tribunal Act Amendment Bill 2021, first reading. National Film and Video Censors Board Act Amendment Bill 2021, first reading. National Directorate of Employment Act Amendment Bill 2021, first reading.
Colleagues, the second business of the day is presentation of 2 reports of the Committees on Science and Technology, standing in the name of Honorable Benny Lar. Honorable Lar is invited to present the reports. I don't think Honorable Lar is here. We're going to step this down. The first order of the day is third reading of a bill for an act to establish the South Development Commission, charged with, I don't know if this was what NDDC was. The South Development Commission, what's the difference between that one and NDDC? I know it's for third reading, can be arrested anytime. What's the difference between the South Development Commission and NDDC? The first order of the day is third reading of a bill for an act to establish the South Development Commission, charged with the responsibility to receive and manage funds from the Federation account, allocation and other sources, donations, grants, and aids for the integration, development, resolution and infrastructural deficit, militancy, communal crisis, as well as tackle ecological and environmental problems and for related matters, standing in the name of the House Leader. Honourable members will recall that the House adopted the report of the Committee of the Whole on the bill on Tuesday, 16 November 2021. I now invite the Leader to move that the bill be read the third time. The House Leader is unavoidably absent, is in Kano right now. Is the acting House Leader, who incidentally is from South, is he here? So we'll have to step this down.
Mr. Speaker.
You can't compel the chief. You can't compel him to. It's in the name of the House Leader.
Yes, in the absence of the House Leader, Mr. Speaker, the Honorable Victor Mela is comfortably sitting on the seat of the House Leader, and he's equally who is comfortably sitting in that seat can discharge that responsibility.
Honorable Victor, since you are in acting capacity, yes, you should be able to. You should be able to. It's just the movie. It doesn't require any debate. It's third reading. Otherwise, we'll get Honorable Elumelu to do it. Yeah.
Information, sir.
The minority leader. Yeah.
Your Excellency, with respect to the chief whip, he actually asked me to sit here, sir.
Yeah, he set you up.
He said I'm sitting comfortably. I'm not comfortable, sir.
He set you up. You will begin to understand the rudiments of legislative. That was the setup.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and you fell into it. So move for the.
Okay. Your Excellency, distinguished honorable colleagues, I'm sitting in for the House Leader. My name is Honorable Victor Mela Tanzaria. I represent the people of Balanga Pili Referral Constituency. Your Excellency, I'm from Gombe State. A bill for an act to establish South Development Commission charged with responsibility to receive and manage funds from the Federation account, allocation and other sources, donations, grants and aids for the integration, development, resolution of infrastructural deficit, militancy, 630. I rise to move that the bill be read the third time. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Elumelu. Can you second, please?
The good people of Anyocho Referral Constituency that we read this bill for the third time, I so second.
Yeah, but Honorable Elumelu, you already have like the NDDC now. You want to have two bites at the apple.
Mr. Speaker, NDDC is totally a different matter. Even Southwest is involved in NDDC.
Yeah, one state.
Southeast
Yeah, one state.
Another commission. So it's all around. And they are occupants of humanitarian services.
Okay. All right. Honorable colleagues, the question is that the bill be now read the third time. Those in favor, please say aye. Those against, please say nay. Ayes have it. And I invite the clerk to read the long title.
Honorable Speaker, honorable members, a bill for an act to establish South Development Commission's grants and aids for the integration, development of problems and for related matters, third reading.
The bill is read the third time and passed. Second order of the day is commencement of debate on the general principles of a bill for an act. Recall that the bill was transmitted from the Senate seeking concurrence of the House and read the first time on Tuesday, 8th June 2021. And I invite the leader to move that the bill be now read a second time. Acting leader.
Your Excellency, distinguished honorable colleagues, once again, Honorable Victor Mela Zaria, I represent the people of Balanga Plenary Federal Constituency. I'm from Gombe State. I rise to move that a bill for an act to provide for establishment of Federal University building Kebbi State and for related matter, HB 1384, be read the second time. I so move.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My name is Mukhtar Ahmed, representing Kaduna South Federal Constituency, popularly known as Morovia. Mr. Speaker, I rise to second the motion that a bill for an act to provide for establishment of Federal University building Kebbi State and for related matters. I so second, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
Why do they call you Monrovia? I've asked you this question before.
Okay, asking for the
That's the name of a country. I've asked you before.
Yes, sir. In 1953, Alhaji Ahmed Abubakar.
Please speak out loud so that your constituents up there your councillors can hear why they call you Monrovia.
Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, I'm answering this question for the second time.
Yes.
In 1953, Alhaji Ahmed Abubakar, my father of blessed memory, visited Monrovia in Liberia. So when he came back, as the norm then in those days, he was given that name, Monrovia, because he was the first person from my area to go to Monrovia. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Have you ever been to Monrovia yourself?
I've been to Monrovia, by the grace of God and by the leave of Judge Agaban of this house.
All right, Monrovia, you may take your seat.
Thank you, sir.
In favor of the motion, please say aye. Those against, please say nay. Ayes have it. The long title.
Honorable Speaker, honorable members, a bill for an act to provide for establishment of Federal University building Kebbi State and for related matters. Second reading.
The bill, I believe, is referred to the Committee of the Whole. Third order of the day is commencement of debate on the general principles of a bill for an act to repeal the Medical and Dental Practitioners Act, cap M8, Laws of the Federation of Nigeria 2004, and enact the Medical and Dental Practitioners Bill, and for related matters, standing in the name of the House Leader. Honorable members will recall that the bill, date 29th September 2021, and I invite the leader to move that the bill be read the second time.
Mr. Speaker, there is a mistake in listing this bill, and it has been stepped down. So we are not reading it.
Okay, so the bill is stepped down. It's commencement of debate on the general principle of and for later on Thursday, 15 July 2021. And I invite the leader to move that the bill be read a second time.
Your Excellency, distinguished honorable colleagues, from the seat of the House Leader, Honorable Victor Mela Zaria again, a bill for an act to establish Federal College of Education, Omoe Ekiti. Thank you.
Thank you. Any seconder? Honorable Michele.
Mr. Speaker, my name remains Right Honorable Femi Bamishile, representing the very good people of Ekiti East, Bonyi and Emure local government. I move to second the motion as the bill as moved by my colleague.
Okay, before I put the question, I think it's straightforward, but Honorable Bamishile, you said you wanted to say something on this quickly.
Right Honorable Speaker, thank you for the opportunity, very revered members of this House. I just want to appeal to our people that Omo Ekiti is a local government in Ekiti State. And this particular local government, which I'm from, happens to be situated of this stature in our local government will bring a great upliftment to our people. So my appeal to the members of this, thank you.
Those who support, please say aye. Those against, please say nay. Ayes have it. Clerk.
Honorable Speaker, honorable members, a bill for an act to establish Federal College of Education, Omo Ekiti State, and for related matters. Second reading.
Bill is referred to the committee of the whole. Fifth order of the day is commencement of debate on the general principles of a bill for an act to establish the Chartered Institute of Information Management, charged with the responsibility of regulating and promotion of sound information management standards, competence, research, preservation, dissemination, training and retraining of personnel, certification of professionals and registration of members, and for related matters, standing in the name of Honorable Chinyere Emmanuel Igwe. Honorable members will recall that the bill was read the first time on Tuesday, 21st July 2020, and I invite Honorable Igwe to move that the bill be read a second time. Honorable Igwe.
Yeah. Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker, my dear colleagues. I am Chinyere Igwe, PhD. I represent Port Harcourt in this hallowed chamber. I move that this bill be read a second time. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Mama, please second.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues. Honorable Ifeanyi Chudi Mama, it's my name. I represent the people of Ihiala, Federal Constituency. I'm from Anambra State. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, I rise to second the motion as moved by Honorable Chinyere Emmanuel Igwe. I so second. Thank you.
Those against, please say nay. Ayes have it. Clerk, please read the long title.
Honorable Speaker, honorable members, a bill for an act to establish Chartered Institute of Information Management, charged with responsibility of regulating and promotion of sound information management standards, competence, research, preservation, dissemination, training and retraining of personnel, certification of professionals, and registration of members, and for related matters. Second reading.
Okay, so the bill is referred to the Committee on Information, National Orientation, Ethics and Values. Honorable Kotagura, you have you said you had a point of order for extension or something? Okay, let me move on then after this one. The sixth order of the day is commencement of debate on the general principles of a bill for an act to make healthcare services delivery free for all children in Nigeria, and for related matters, standing in the name of Honorable Bello Kaoje. Honorable members will recall that the bill was read the first time on Thursday, 8th July 2021, and I invite Honorable Kaoje to move that the bill will now read a second time. Honorable Kaoje.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues. My name is Honorable Bello Kaoje, member representing Bagulesu Federal Constituency. I'm from KB State. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, I move a bill for an act to make healthcare service delivery free for all children in Nigeria and related matters, HB 1504, be read the second time. Mr. Speaker, I so move.
Yeah, Honorable Abejide, please second.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, my name is Honorable Abejide. I represent the good people of Yaba Federal Constituency. I rise to second the motion move that the bill be read second time. I so second.
Honorable Kaoje, maybe you lead the debate for 1 minute just to tell us why you want free healthcare, free delivery for all children in Nigeria.
Do that.
Your seat, Honorable Chinere Igwe, take your seat.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, respected colleagues. My highly respected colleague, permit me to lead the debate on this very important bill to make healthcare service delivery free for all Nigerians. Mr. Speaker, this bill was read for the second time, first time on Thursday, July 2021. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, children's health needs are significantly different from those of adults. By nature, children grow and develop at a rapid rate, placing them at a special risk of being affected by illness and injury. If health problems are not identified and treated, they can affect a child's cognitive, physical, behavioral, and emotional development, Mr. Speaker. With the federal government health care initiative, save 1 million lives, it is very important to make free medical service for children, Mr. Speaker, in Nigeria. Free health care service, Mr. Speaker, delivery to children in Nigeria, bill when passed into law, shall ensure that all health care services delivery to child in Nigeria shall be free, and it will give the following unique and immediate benefit to the children, Mr. Speaker. The health care service shall include, the service shall be run by referral cases of children from other state, local government hospital, or any other private hospital in Nigeria. Mr. Speaker, monitoring and implementation of the bill is to ensure implementation of this act upon commencement of the Federal Ministry of Health, shall make definite procedures delivery to these children in Nigeria and ensure transparency and accountability in the free healthcare service delivery. Mr. Speaker, in conclusion, I urge honorable members to consider this bill and allow it to pass the second reading. I so submit, Mr. Speaker.
Is there any member that wants to speak against free delivery for children? Anybody? Honorable Melu, you want to speak against? Go ahead. Please, your name and your constituency.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I remain Honorable Ndudi Godwin. If you recall, I was the House Committee Chairman on Health. And already, National Primary Health Care Development Agency is already doing this. They are already doing it. So passing this is like duplication.
What are they doing?
National Primary Health Care Development Agency in all local communities. Free delivery, free health care for children for this purpose, under for children. So, but you can pass it for second reading, but I just felt I should provide this information.
No, that's very good information. But is it done as a...
You know, we passed the Healthcare Act. It's already there. And Primary Healthcare Development Agency is embedded in that Health Act. And
services, but for free?
Which includes this, National Health Care Delivery Service. They're all there. So what he could do, there's no need to rush, is to go back and pick up that Health Act and go through it to see if I'm contradicting in my submission.
What I would like to see, two things. The line item in the budget for this year, for instance, that provides money for free delivery for all children. Let's quickly, we'll step this down for a minute. Let's look at that line item in the budget that you say is in the budget for free.
No, what I said
delivery.
is that we have always budgeted for primary healthcare development agency.
Oh yes, there's no question about that.
And part of what they do, which is statutory, is to provide healthcare delivery for children. I don't know.
Okay, so they provide healthcare delivery services. Yes, we know that. But do they provide, by law, healthcare delivery services for children for free?
Of course, because the law in itself establishing them, they are backed by law. And one of their functions is to provide healthcare delivery services. You understand?
Yes, services does not necessarily mean free.
You remember yesterday when we were discussing, you said that it is implied that everybody should dress formally. So also, since the essence of their being is to provide healthcare delivery services as national primary healthcare in rural areas, it is assumed that whatever money that is appropriated to them, they must plug it into providing that healthcare delivery service.
The key word here is free. Free.
Yes, they don't pay. They don't pay.
Okay, so can we quickly find out if date by law that delivery must be free? That's all he's trying to do. Do we have anything that...
What he can do, instead of having a separate bill, is to amend the existing law and insert this if it does not exist specifically.
We can do it either way. We can do it either way. And he has chosen to come by way of Honorable Toby.
Mr. Speaker.
Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues. My name is Toby Okechukwu. I represent an area of Wajir River Federal Constituency from Enugu State. Mr. Speaker, it is not subject to any doubt the spirit with which my colleague, Honorable Kaoje, is bringing forth this bill. And the duty and responsibility of us as a parliament is to ensure good healthcare delivery to our citizens. I have also taken into cognizance what my leader has said, which is also germane. And I believe that we have an abundance of literature, law, regarding what the primary health care is doing, and we can educate ourselves on it. I have also supposed to achieve, which is free delivery, healthcare delivery for children and for a majority of our citizens. I think, taking cognizance of this, the mover of the bill, the mover of the motion for us to pass it for a second time, which my friend Kaoje, should be allowed to address us on the economics of it, which will be very helpful. And then the literature, which also you would have gone through in preparing the bill. In addition, Mr. Speaker, I would also like to get some enlightenment regarding the federal government being responsible for primary health care, a responsibility that is, also being done by the local governments and by the state governments. So that when we are talking about restructuring or making the federation work, we should take these things into consideration and not having a top-heavy situation where responsibility is so much placed on the federal government and they are not doing anyone well. So I think we will get some enlightenment on this. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I think Honorable Kaoje's bill is pursuant to the Constitution, the provisions of Section 17, which is, you can say, is not justiciable. She's now trying to make some sense of. If you read, Honorable Melu, read Section 17 of the Constitution, 17, subsection 2D, subsection 2E, and subsection 2, subsection 2D, 2G, and 2H. Read those three together, and I think that will make some sense in what Honorable Kauji is trying to do. Yes. Yes. Hold on. Sorry, 3D, I'm sorry. 3D.
Mr. Speaker.
3D. 17, 3D.
17. Mr. Speaker, we only have, 3D.
Yes.
Yeah, section 17, 3.
You can, let me help.
Social order is founded on ideals of freedom, equality, and justice.
And then 2, in furtherance.
In furtherance of the social order, every citizen shall have.
And then you can now go to 3D.
Every citizen shall have equality of rights, obligations, and opportunities before the law.
Okay, let me stop you so that we get this right. It's actually my fault.
You don't want me to read it.
Read 17.3 by itself.
17.3, the state shall direct
its policy
towards ensuring that all citizens without discrimination.
Then you go to D. Then you go to D.
Wait now, let me.
No. The state shall direct its policy towards. Then you go to D.
Speaker, you now the move of the
Go
day.
to D. I'm directing you to where I want you to read.
I know you are interested.
I'm directing you to where I want you to read.
I know that you are interested.
So read where I want you to read so that we can
I know
make
that
a
you are
point.
interested. However, I have made a submission that even if.
Honorable Lulu, please, can you read section 17, 3D?
I want you to read, but you're not allowing me to
Go
read.
ahead, 3D.
3D.
Yeah.
Will you give me the opportunity to
Go
read
ahead.
it? It is for all persons.
1. 3, then go to 3G.
3G.
Yeah.
Provision is made for public assistance in deserving cases or other conditions of need.
And then 3H.
The evolution and promotion of family life is encouraged.
So if you read those three provisions together, you can see what the Constitution is trying to do. And this falls in line. Promote family life, assist those who are in need in any way whatsoever, and then the first one, 3D. If you put all those three together, and because this is not justiciable, this is based under the fundamental objectives of state objectives and principles. He is now giving teeth to it by saying whether this, even in 15, 20 years' time, a government must comply with this law that child delivery must be free. We're not leaving it to policy.
Including what?
Okay.
Borrowing from.
So I think the point has been made. You are saying that you should go and amend. You are saying
to say something.
Go ahead.
Mr. Speaker, you and I are saying the same thing, but in different languages.
No, we're both speaking English. No.
What I'm saying, I have no reason to oppose to providing free. Our people should not be given free haircare delivery.
I wish the House leader was here to contribute to this debate.
Because I am doing that in my constituency. However, Mr. Speaker, for your information, I built a free haircare hospital to the tune of 2.5 billion. Speaker, what I'm saying is that primary hair care is saddled with this responsibility. If we now want to further for us to give this health act,
delivery must be free.
It may have.
Does it say that delivery must be free?
Mr. Speaker, the function of primary health care is to provide health care delivery services free to the people in the rural area.
Sure.
No, it's not here.
They
need to bring the act establishing the health care act.
Okay, no problem. Honorable, I don't want women to have free health care delivery.
No, that is not correct. That is not correct.
Honorable Kudaji, yes.
Respected colleagues, my name is Honorable. This is a very simple issue.
Still you asking question. And law, bring. This is very, very important bill. Very, very important bill, my minority leader. So if we pass this bill, we in the 9th Assembly, we make amending free. There is no doubt. Yes, sir.
Thank you. Question. Let me.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My dear colleague, the bill have the duty. Yes, it may be in the National Primary Healthcare Development Agency Act as as one of the clauses to provide free medical help. What is the standard in this country? Do we have a corresponding provision in the budget that the Primary Healthcare Development Agency, we will be helping in putting up laws that are unimplementable in our country? Mr. Speaker, I think it is good that truly ready or will not even have any drug there to give any child. And so
first of all, the question is which one comes first, the horse or the cart? When do you make provisions before you make the law? Or do you make a law and once the law is in place, you now make provisions? Next year's budget, they will know that, okay, now there's a law that says free healthcare delivery, then you fund it in the budget next year. There's no way to fund it. If it's not there now, there's no way. So we cannot be waiting for funding before the law. The law compels the funding. The law compels the funding. And then you must also remember that second reading is basically to debate like you don't. That's not what general, the second statistics and all of those things. I get your point, but that is just the counter.
A bill for an act to make health.
Of a bill for an act to establish the charter to control the practice of monitoring. Honourable members will recall that the bill was.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My name is Aisha Mbora. I speak for Calabar Odukwani Federal Constituency. I rise to move that the bill to establish Chartered Institute of Mentoring and Coaching in Nigeria to be charged with responsibility of registration, discipline of its members, to regulate and control the practice of mentoring and coaching, and for other related matters, be read a second time. I so move.
Honorable Taiwo Luga, this second.
Right, Honorable Speaker, respected colleagues, Taiwo Luga is my name. Mr. Speaker, I'm from Osun State, and I speak on behalf of all the people of Irewoli Federal Constituency. I rise to second that the bill for an act to establish a Chartered Institute of Mentoring and Coaching in Nigeria. Mr. Speaker, although I wanted to ask coaching of what? To be charged with the responsibility.
Those in support, please say aye. Those against, please say nay. Ayes have it. Clerk.
Honorable Speaker, honorable members, a bill for an act to establish Chartered Institute of regulate and control the practice of mentoring and coaching, and for related matters, second reading.
The bill referred to Committee on Tertiary Education and Services. Eighth order of the day is motion on rescission on the referral of a bill for an act to provide for establishment of the Chartered Institute of Engineers of Nigeria, Bill 2021, standing in the name of Honorable Abubakar Hassan Fulata. Honorable Fulata is invited to move the motion.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues. I am Abubakar Hassan Fulata. I represent Borneo Creek Kasam Agri Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm from Jigawa State. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, decision on the referral of a bill for an act to provide for establishment of Chartered Institute of Engineers of Nigeria, Bill 2021, HB 1086. House notes that on the 3rd of March 2021 to the Committee on Commerce for further legislative action. Also notes that the bill seeks to strengthen the synergy between industry and academic in power industry, and therefore erroneously assumed to be under the jurisdiction of Committee on Commerce. Aware that the Chartered Institute of Engineers of Nigeria resolved
to rescind its decision on Chartered Institute of Engineers of Nigeria Bill and commit same to the Committee on Power for further legislative action. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Any seconder?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honorable colleagues, Honorable Akin Alabi, I read by Honorable Fulata. I so second, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
Congratulations on your degree from Leeds University.
Thank you.
Those in support, please say aye. Those against, please say nay. The ayes have it. The ninth order of the day is a motion on need for the Nigerian Customs Service to strictly implement the executive order on the ease of doing business in Nigeria, standing in the name of Honorable Abbas Adigun. Honorable Adigun is invited to move the motion.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, Honorable colleagues. Honorable Abbas Adigun is my name. I represent the people of Ibadan Southeast, Ibadan Northeast Federal Constituency. I'm from Oyo State. I rise to move the motion on a need for Nigeria Customs Services to swiftly implement the executive orders on the ease of doing business in Nigeria. The House notes that on May 18, 2016, the of doing business in Nigeria to coordinate other 70% executive order is a tandem with a reverse Kyoto Convention, RKC, which is concerned in Nigeria, is still alarming and has resulted in situations where importers and clearing agencies are made to pay exorbitant charges for demurrage to shipping company and terminal economics, as many companies have closed down, thereby contributing to the rise in price of goods. Further concerned that when cargoes are eventually cleared after a long delay, the importers tends to adjust prices of the goods to reflect an additional expenses, thus creating a situation that is perpetually reducing the produce in Nigeria to integrate and payment of all imports to exploit the importers, which has resulted in huge financial losses to importers and clearing agencies. Cognizant that unless there is a reform of port operation to negatively resolve urge Nigeria Customs Service to ensure that import duty and levies for all categories of goods are clearly stated online and all other custom office, so that intending importers can simply by the service is to ensure that all examiners make the port more effective. The last one, mandate the Committee on Custom to investigate an alleged importing and clearing ring as the Nigeria Customs Services report back within 3 weeks for the further legislative action. I so move. Mr. Speaker, honorable member, thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Adigun. Any Honorable Bao?
Member representing.
Be added to those to be investigated, because the delay at the port is not only by custom. Any content. So move.
I represent Jere Federal Constituency of Borno State, Committee on Custom, and also added another amendment to it, Mr. Speaker, sir, with your permission. Amendment, sir. Thank you.
Any seconder?
Yes. Thank you, Your Excellency, Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues. I rise to second the amendment moved by my brother.
Please say aye. Those against, please say nay. Ayes have it. Those in support of the motion as amended, please say aye. Or your application.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honorable colleagues, my name is Abdullah Idris Garba, member representing Kontagora, Mariga Mashugu Shishi of Niger State. Mr. Speaker, it's a notification of the Honorable Minister is invited to appear tomorrow. And the letter got to him today late on his way to council. So he pleaded with the leadership and the entire honorable members for extension of 1 week so he can appear fully. Yes, sir.
Okay. And he was on his way out.
For the council meeting.
For the council meeting. So you are suggesting next week?
Yes, sir.
I think that's fair enough.
Thursday.
So what date next week?
Mr. Speaker, Thursday next week.
Thursday next week.
Yes,
okay. The 10th order of the day to budget estimates standing in the name of Honorable Yusuf Shitu Galambi. Honorable Galambi is invited to move the motion. Honorable Galambi.
My name is Honorable Yusuf Shitu Galambi. I represent Gwaram Federal Constituency and I am from Jigawa State. I rise to move my motion for the need to construct 132 kVA electricity substation in Gwaram, Jigawa State. The House notes that the federal government appropriated 300 million naira only in the 2016 budget for the takeoff of 16. Sent environment letter of the project. 4, subsection 4, and I close for the Federation on any part thereof on electricity and the establishment of electric power stations and the generation and transmission of electricity in or any part of the Federation and from one state to another. Observed that the federal government, through the Electric Power Sector Reform Act 2005, established the Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCL, for efficient, the 132 kVA that will provide more opportunities for individuals to improve their standard of living. Of occupancy by the Jigawa State government for commencement of the project. The Transmission Company of Nigeria is here to update the Committee on Appropriation and Power to make provision for funds in the 2022 budget for the construction. Thank you, sir.
We'll take your seat.
Kai. Second.
Name member representing Alkaleri, Kirpi Federal Constituency. I stand to 130.
Those in support, please say aye. It's a utility motion. So those against, please say nay. Ayes have it. 11th order of the day is a motion on need to construct the Iwaraja, Ile-Ife Federal Highway. Signed in the name of Honorable Lawrence Babatunde Ayeni. Honorable Ayeni is invited to move the motion. So Honorable Ayeni, I don't think he's here. Step down. Taiwo is invited to move the motion.
Is the Federal Constituency area of Oyo State Limited, NITEL, in Lanlate, Oyo State. That the House knows that the Nigeria Telecommunication Limited, NITEL, was a monopoly service provider in Nigeria until 1992. One knows that NITEL has contributed immensely to the development of the sector in many ways, as it seconded several pioneer staff to the Nigeria Communications Commission and the Digital Bridge Institute. Also aware that it, with many of its equipment, of the Air Satellite Station at Lanlate in Oyo State, and report back within 2 weeks for further legislative action. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Speaker, my name is Chike John Okafo. I represent the good people of Ehimembano, Ihitu Boma, Obo Federal Constituency. I'm from Imo State. Mr. Speaker, colleagues, I rise
Point of order.
to second.
Point of order. Our rules, we have court of dressing. Under Order 9, Mr. Speaker, as it is now, Honorable Chike Okafo is naked before the House, and therefore
He's what?
Naked.
I believe is what he's talking about.
But I am also a clergy in my church, and we are a leader. I concede to him, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you. But we went through this again yesterday. Bumi Ojo, please second.
Mr. Speaker, ably moved by Honorable.
Okay, this is an infrastructure motion, and I'll just put the question. Those in support, please say aye. The Delta Development Commission, NDDC 2020 budget, not 2021 to December 2021. Now, members will recall that the amendment was committed to the Committee of Supply on Tuesday, 16 November 2021. Honorable Abubakar Hassan Fulata to move for its consideration.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honorable colleagues, I am Abubakar Hassan Fulata. I represent Berniwa Krika Samaguri Federal Constituency, Mr. Speaker, from the Lagos State. 1st March 2021 to 31st December 2021. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
It can't work.
Borno State, Mr. Speaker, for the consideration of 21st December.
Those in favor, please say aye. Those against, please say nay. Ayes have it. House Leader, please move that the House resolve to the Committee of Supply. Honorable Mela.
Your Excellency, distinguished honorable colleagues, I so move that the House move into the committee.
Honorable.
distinguished honorable, and the Speaker.
Service. Chairman, House Service. Finish your brief quickly. Honorable Halims,
Supply, please say aye. Okay, who's giving us the synopsis? What's going on here? Committee of Supply, NDDC.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, the amendment being sought is just very straightforward. Members could call that budgets will now terminate at the end of December 31st. The House terminates on the 31st of March. It's just the amendment is just to bring it in tandem with the earlier decision to bring all budgets to
Chairman, NDDC, why did you allow?
Mr. Speaker, in the process of December, and there's need for.
I don't think the House is. Go ahead. No, don't worry. Station 1, carried. Please move that we. We've carried everything now. Honorable colleagues, the House and the Committee of to expand the please. House leader, please move for adoption of the report of the Committee of Supply.
Your Excellency, distinguished honorable colleagues, I rise to move for the adoption of the report from the Committee of Supply. I so move.
Those in favor of the adoption, please say aye. Those seconder, Honorable Mark.
State, I represent Madam Kau.
Ayes have it. Yeah, you can join. Anybody that wants to join can join. 14th order of the day is consideration of a bill for an act to provide for the establishment of Federal University of Agriculture and Technology, ABO, for its consideration. The reason why I asked, so just to be clear, the reason why I asked the chairman and deputy chairman to see me, and I will ask several deputies to chair their chairman to see me, is because I'm hearing reports that you guys are not working in cohesion. That's all, and I don't want it to affect the work of the committee. So this is what the members are saying they want to be part of the meeting. I don't know. So please, we need to get the committee to work in cohesion. So see me after this consideration. 4 matters. Just take all 3 or 4 together. You don't have to read them. Just yes, like the minority.
Your Excellency, distinguished honorable colleagues.
Point of order.
Honorable Munir, you are welcome. You just come in.
I'm here.
No, but if I didn't see you even 5 minutes ago, you have just come in and you have a point of order. What's your point of order? Which one?
This one. We have never given any input on this.
Huh? No, but it's chairman of agriculture.
So are we saying we don't have any input on it to just go like that?
I think they must have been, it must have come for concurrence.
I don't know. I don't know anything about it.
Chairman, Honorable Fulata.
Mr. Speaker, I'm seeing.
Supposed to be a Senate bill sent to the House And then we have another one also that was merged. They were merged. But we will withdraw the report and then consult further. If the chairman of the relevant committee is saying that he is not aware of it, can step it down.
Yes, I think we should. He's not aware of it. You want to clear the air? Yes.
There are two bills. One was sponsored by me, and I went straight to the committee of the whole. And that's why the one coming from the House is not part of it, because we can't be able to consolidate two of them in the House.
But even if the Senate own was taken and the second reading and all of that, how come the chairman of the relevant committee is not aware?
No, normally, if the leader of the House, most importantly, about 90 to 90-something% of bills, when the leader of the House moves it and it's coming from the Senate, it normally goes straight to the committee of the whole. That is our tradition here. So it does not go to the committee.
No. Whether it goes to the committee or not aware, I think we have to respect.
The House assume chairman anyone coming from the Senate. The leader of the House, because he superintends over concurrent bills. So he becomes the chairman of that bill because he presented it at second reading. And
Well,
it goes
which
straight.
decides the rule that makes him chairman of the bill? There's no chairman of any bill.
Mr. Speaker, sir.
No bill has a chairman. It's only committees that have chairmen.
Mr. Speaker, can I come in, sir? Without the, in this case, it has not happened. He's not aware.
Not here when concurrence was taken. But that will not be enough to not allow him objection. If he raises objection. If he doesn't raise objection, that's okay. But if he raises objection, then it's under our rules, his privilege is being breached. Yes.
From Enugu State. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, I think it is trite to say that the chairman of a committee should be seized of the content of bills coming for due diligence on matters pertaining to parliament. Because in some cases, there could be, those matters may have been considered, it could be, there are certain corrections that could be corrected if there is a mistake in the Senate. So that is why we have a bicameral legislature. But the bill as presently in the leading light in terms of sponsorship is one of the generic education bills that has been coming for establishment of a university fact and not allow it to repeat itself. But in order not to go into the controversy of concurring by the Senate and concurring by the House or concurrence, let us just allow this to go so that we will take note and apply this correction subsequently. Thank you very much.
Well, with Amelu and Honorable Osai, Chairman, we can continue.
Yes, sir, we can continue.
Okay, your point, you made your point. Okay, so where are we?
Speaker, distinguished honorable colleagues.
Yeah, those who support, please say aye. Those against, please say nay. The Honorable Benson, you are welcome. Please stand up to provide for the establishment of the Federal College 2021. Honorable.
He has no role anymore. I was moving, that was when it's a point of order.
Oh, okay. So go ahead and move for the rest of the consideration.
So, Councillor, the 17th, the relevant committee chairman of education is here seated, and therefore he cannot move on their behalf.
I was actually misled by on the fact that he was I did not interrogate what he was saying. Minority leader, you are ruled out of order. Yes, who's Honorable Agbeji, please.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker, honorable colleagues. Agbeji Yetemina Frederick is my name. I represent Sabama Kilima Federal Constituency. I'm from Bayelsa State. Mr. Speaker, Right Honorable colleagues, I move that a bill for an act to provide for establishment of the Federal College be read by the committee.
If you are saying that in-house leader to do that, he was even raising his hand.
So therefore we are right to have allowed.
The committee takes over that bill. How about chairman, business and rules? We will remove the rules and leave you with business.
I think minority leader is right. After it's been sent to the committee official, yes, ultra-virus. Yes, you are corrected out of. So, so you can take the next two, chairman education.
No, but I will have to register this. Your Excellency, the Speaker, my honorable colleagues, I'm from Kano State, and I represent Pagi Federal Constituency. My name is Comrade Amin Sulaiman. In this system, we should not be doing this. Your Excellency, for the respect of the House, I am obligated to take them as directed by the chair. But Your Excellency, it's also important that each organ responsible for any activity in this House should not be taken for granted. There are people that are all in the House who chooses to remain quiet, not for purposes of cowardice or not knowing what is right, but at least to respect and guide the sanctity of the House itself. That should not be taken for ignorance. I think this is a very fundamental flaw. The rules and business should be guided very correctly. All of us here can read and interpret the content of our House rule. Having said that, it's a coded statement. I hope those who have ears should listen. I proceed as directed, Honorable Speaker, sir. I move that the bill for an act to provide for the establishment of Federal College of Education Technical, Aporo, if I'm correct, by Delta State, and for related matters, HB 1649, to consider the report of the Committee on Tertiary Education and Services on a bill for an act to establish Federal College of Technology, Applied Sciences, Commerce, Art, Social Sciences, Humanities, and Management, and to carry out research in the department and adaptation and discipline of students of the college, and for related matters, HB 852, and approved all the recommendations there. I move, Honorable Speaker, sir.
Thank you. Honorable Chinedu, just can you help us second 15 and 16? Just second the two together.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I stand up to second the moves 15 and 16. As moved.
In order 15 and order 16, please say aye. Once again, please say nay. Mr. Olagunju, on behalf of the Adeleke Teslim Oyediran, on the unjust, premature, and unfair retirement from the Department of Petroleum Resources. Honorable members will recall that the report was laid on Tuesday, 9th November 2021. Honorable Jerry Alagwaso will move for the consideration.
Mr. Speaker, Honorable Jerry is not on the floor. I move that the constituency, item number 17 on the order paper be stepped down by the leader of the House. I so move.
The order is stepped down. Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues. I am Abubakar Hassan Fulata. Number 7, to enable honorable Speaker preside over the committee of the whole. I so move.
Honorable Osai.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Distinguished honorable colleagues, I rise to second the motion heavily moved by the chairman, Business and I so second.
Those in favor, please say aye. Those against, please say nay. Ayes have it. House Leader, please move that the House resolve into committee of the whole to consider the bills.
Mr. Speaker, distinguished honorable colleagues, I move that the House move to the committee of whole.
Honorable Speaker, honorable colleagues, I remain Baba Jimmy Benson, Ikorodu Federal Constituency in oil-rich Lagos. I rise to second the motion that the House do move. No cap, sir.
Where's your tie clip? You have your pocket shape, okay. Where's your tie clip?
Tie clip fell into the gutter, sir.
Are you wearing socks? Let's have it. Chairman Education, please give us a 1-minute synopsis before we go into consideration.
My respected colleagues, for bill on item number 15, from the briefing received apparently from the Senate, and it received various Senate to the House for concurrence. We have had an interface with stakeholders as it relates to this institution, and the brief of the committee is to recommend that the recommendation as contained in the papers before honorable colleagues should be considered as the House deemed appropriate. I move, Mr. Speaker, sir. If you allow me, I take the 16 or I allow for the consideration of item 15 before proceeding. 14, I mean. Can I proceed, Mr. Chairman?
Okay, just let's take the 3 and then we'll consider them.
All right.
Go ahead, proceed on 15.
No, I actually moved that of 15, not Chairman. Yes.
It's okay. Let's take 15 then. See, I thought it was all yours. You're right. Yeah. So we'll take 15. Revision 1, 2, 4, 6, 7, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 31, sorry, short title. Explanatory memorandum, carried. Mr.
Chairman, honorable colleagues, I have gone through the bill. I think we should just take.
Recommendation 1. Thirteen. 1, 22, 3, 4, 28, 21. Okay, we have the second schedule as well. Carried. Ready? Okay, explanatory memorandum. Comrade, we're back to you.
Excellency the Chair and honorable colleagues. Item number 6 is a request for the House to consider the report of the Committee on Tertiary Education in the papers before very immensely because of community of that desire by the people of the area to have this institution, which show presence by the entire community on the day of the public hearing. Traditional rulers, academicians, businessmen, for the request of this institution. They have cited structures that could allow for the takeover of the institution. And having scrutinized all the details, the recommendation as provided were reached by the committee, and it is the humble request of the committee that the House do consider and approve all the recommendations as provided. I move on behalf of the people of Benue for the establishment of this institution. I move.
Passes. Honorable Ben Carlo, don't know second. Rather, no, not in the second. You want to add something to the straightforward.
Mr. Speaker, it's very straightforward. Commend the thoroughness of this committee in handling this. I so second.
So we will be waiting for you, like he said. He said that your people have promised to provide the land. So
already
go straight to the recommendation. 1, 2. Recommendation. Recommendation 9. Recommendation 19. Carried. 23. Citation. Explanatory memorandum. The long title. Carried. The real leader is here. You've been. I hope you enjoyed it while you were there, Honorable Mela. Leader, please move for. I will revert to plenary.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and my dear colleagues. I am Comrade Peter Partisan MNI, representing the great people of the Federal Constituency. Mr. Chair, I move that the committee refer to plenary to present report. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
House refers to plenary. Honorable colleagues, the House at Committee of the Whole considered the report on a bill and for related matters and approved of the Committee of the Whole consider the report of a bill on an act to provide for the establishment of the Federal 131, the schedule, the long title and explanatory memorandum of the report. And finally, the House also, the Committee of the Whole, consider the report of the Committee on Tertiary Education and Services on a bill for an act to establish the Federal College of Education, Bende, to provide full-time courses, teaching, instruction and training in technology, applied science, commerce, arts, social science, for the appointment of a provost and the officials of the college to carry out the administration and discipline of students of the college, and for related to move that the House to adopt the reports of the recommendations of the Committee of the Whole. House Leader.
Representing Akoko Federal Constituency, I move that the
Speaker, distinguished honorable colleague.
Move that the House adjourn.
Peter Ahonzuje Akpatisin, representing Akoko people from the great state called Edo State. I move that this House do adjourn till 11 o'clock tomorrow, Thursday. Mr. Speaker, I so move. I don't know the date.
Sorry, did anyone give me an announcement that I haven't made? I think there was an announcement. Okay. All right. Any seconder?
I'll stand up. This should be Federal Constituency. I'm from Delta State and also from the South that is agitating that we should rule this nation in the next dispensation.
Yes, I did.
You heard my initial...
The what?
My initial submission.
No, what was your initial submission?
Okay, can I repeat myself again?
Sure.
I said I remain Honorable Ndudi Godwin Elumelu. I represent the group of Anyochu Shumbi Federal Constituency from the South.
The first thing you just said now was 2022.
2023, I so second.
Should come from where?
Carried.
Okay. From what party? From what party? I'm glad you couldn't mention the party. Ask adjourn till tomorrow 11 a.m.